So I don't think addictions are a bad thing necessarily, you know, being addicted to something. It's not something that we have to be ashamed of. I think that our biology is designed in a way to create addictions, to draw us towards the things that we need. Like food, for example, hundreds of thousands of years ago was scarce. So we've developed this drive, and you can call that addiction, so that we need the food because it keeps us alive. So that drive was created through our evolution to help us survive, so that when we do find food, we eat and eat and eat, and we store it because we don't know when it's going to come again. But the problem is now there's food everywhere. So we need to be more aware and more conscious so that we can bring balance into this. So the same goes with all addictions. Weed, smoking weed, it's not a bad thing, but again, this is balance is will keep it a healthy thing for us. I look at weed as like it's a massage for your brain. Like it loosens up your mind, and by doing that it helps to relax your entire body. But that's just for me. But I'm not gonna like be overdoing it, to the point where it's gonna take over my life. Okay? And that's the same with any addiction. All right? Alcohol, food. Let's go back to the one of the hardest addictions of all. So thinking or love addiction. Those two are really hard. So again, thinking, there's nothing wrong with thinking. So when I hear spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle talking about, you know, being like working so much towards being in the present moment where there's no thoughts, or very little thoughts, I don't think that's necessary. I think that we can go through our existence with a mixed perception of this world. Part of it's going to be we're in thoughts. Part of it's going to be we're here in the present, and we wander through our life with a mix of those things. There's no need to be 100% in present. I like to compare it to driving on a fast freeway. If you're on a freeway, if you're going to just be focused on your car, what's immediately around you, what's inside your car, you could crash. You need to look into the future, you know, and you need to look in your rearview mirror into the past. You need a good mix to stay safe. You need to look in your rearview mirror to make sure there's no dangers or threats. And you also need to look ahead, in the freeway, see if there's any smoke or accidents way ahead. You need a good mix, a good balance is important. And with thinking, there's techniques. I'm not going to go into this video, but there's techniques to help you bring yourself back into balance, because most of us are leaning way too much on, letting thoughts overtake us, run us, rule us. And thoughts are usually fear-based. So what Eckhart Tolle, people like him are preaching is to try to get us perhaps more towards the balance. But I think that he should talk about the balance more rather than getting people to just be on this journey through life to just reach 100% presence, or enlightenment. Thoughts are natural just as food are, and so is, when we get attached to someone else. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's an addiction that's designed, I believe, by our genetics, to help drive us to seek, uh, you know, to seek a partner, to like have someone. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, it's important for us to realize that that shouldn't be running our life. The purpose of our life should not be to just get married or to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And when we do find someone, that person shouldn't be the focus of our life. We have to continue to keep ourselves as the focus, our journey as the focus. And it's like food. You don't want to let that addiction take over so that your whole life is about food, and the same about exercise. Everything can be addictive. Like I said, biologically we are designed to be addicted. And let's get rid of that word addiction for a second. Think of what it is. It's a drive towards something, okay? Towards needing something. Now, I'm going to reiterate it one last time. We all need these things: food, water. There's nothing wrong with some weed every now and then, nothing wrong with drinking every now and then. Balance is key, moderation is key. Those things are very important. And we also need a partner, we need community, we need people. It energizes us, it gives us a sense of, belonging, purpose, community. That's why sites like Facebook and Twitter are so powerful, because they give us that community feeling, even though it's not maybe as rich as real interactions, but it's still powerful. So, um, in closing, I will just say that the first thing, if you're suffering with any kind of addiction, love addiction, addiction to a person, finding it hard to break up with someone, and you're just addicted to that person, whether it's food addiction, sports addiction, a lot of people, they are in the gym, they're just addicted, work addiction, anything can be addictive. The first thing I want you to tell yourself is that it's fine, it's okay, it's natural. Your body is doing this for a reason. But then try to use your awareness to bring yourself into balance, okay? Because balance is important. You don't want any of those things, even your relationship, even your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your lover. You don't want them to be all of your life. You don't want your life to depend on them. You don't want your happiness to depend on those things. So creating a balance takes discipline, okay, and awareness. First, you have to be aware of what we're talking about here. Secondly, you bring balance into your life. Okay, so you got to basically treat your life almost as if it's a baby or a pet, or you know I think of my body sometimes like it's a vehicle. So I need to take good care of it, like you would take care of your car. You would oil it, give it good fuel. I do the same for my body and my mind. And I try to observe and be aware of my emotions, my addictions. If I start to become too attached or dependent on something, there's nothing wrong with it. It's natural. But I have to bring awareness into that and then create balance, so that I don't start leaning too much towards eating, or I don't lean too much towards working out, or I don't lean too much towards smoking weed, or I don't lean too much towards sex or love. Yeah, all of these things can take over our life. And I'm going to finish up with this. The trick to finding out if you're doing something too extremely is that if it starts to take over your life, where you can't do other things successfully. If you're spending too much time dating, or on dating sites, or like on porn sites or whatever, if it's there's nothing wrong with a little bit of that. But if it's taken away too much of your time and energy to do other things in life, and you start falling behind with your relationship or your work or your physical health, then it's a disruptive addiction. Okay. All right, folks. We can sit back and wonder, why are we humans having all these problems, and challenges? Shouldn't our natural instinct be, you know able to take care of us? The thing is that, yeah, our natural instinct is designed to take care of us, but not in the world we live in. Our evolution has been happening so fast, and our environment has been transforming so fast. The society we live in, the communities we live in, the way people think, the way people live, the way people view and do things. Just our environment is transforming so rapidly that our biology is not adapting quickly enough. So I call it like a painful evolution that we're going through, but it's also fun, okay? Because 100 years ago we were dying of disease by age 14. 100,000 years ago we were getting killed at age 9 by predators, or disease again. Or, we'd injure our foot and then we'd die. Okay, so life used to be very different for us. We used to have very short lifespans. We were constantly like in fear of being killed, or dying of disease or whatnot. So life was very difficult, and we're all pretty much like, in a way, you could argue, enjoying a holiday. Like, humans have made it. We've made it to a point where we don't have to worry about hunting for food. We don't have to worry about so many things. And so our problems these days are different. Our problems are more, I don't want to be like negative, but we're kind of suffering like what what a spoiled empire would be suffering, like maybe boredom, thinking too much, not having those challenges that we need in life and we're designed for, that make us excited and bring us into the present moment. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. It's getting long, but we're all really blessed to be alive in this amazing world, and it's we just need to like use our awareness, as I said, to monitor our lives and make sure we're in balance and moderation. All right, I'm out of here.